Mr. Elliott Tuner.
Thanks, guys. Let's give Jim and Dan another round of applause. Good morning. Before I begin, I would like you all to join me in a moment of silence to honor the victims of the unspeakable tragedy of October 1st. Thank you. Welcome to the second annual CLS Legacy Conference and Awards Dinner here at the beautiful Bellagio Hotel in Las Vegas. I'd like to start by giving a well-deserved accolades to the remarkable members of our event committee, even though they just did, we're going to do it again, for putting this special conference together. Jessica Nix, Thank you all so much for the hard work and dedication to the success of this amazing conference. You all have day jobs, and yet each of you volunteered to take it upon yourselves to ensure that this memorable experience goes off without a hitch. And for that, we are all truly grateful. Thank you. Last year, I was so moved by the outpouring of letters and calls that I received from the conference. It was very touching to hear how many of you left the conference feeling like you were part of a family, that you felt supported and recognized, and that growth was a real thing at CLS. This year's conference promises to bring more of the same magic we celebrated last year. More positive energy, more informative sessions, more camaraderie, more inspiration, and more laughter. That is, if Ron is on his game. I hear Ron partnered up with Amy this year, and they're up to no good. Jamie, you may want to take a walk around the block a few thousand times and come back on Friday when we're all done. And I just hope that someone paid attention to the seating chart this year. That's an inside joke for those who were here last year. I'd like to acknowledge the presence of an important member of our organization who was not able to be with us last year because he was hard at work ensuring that we closed on the V16 portfolio. But thankfully, he's here with us this year, our president, Brian Hovack. Brian, you've been with us since day one. Isaac and I owe you a tremendous debt of gratitude for your extraordinary loyalty, your remarkable perseverance, and unwavering commitment to our success. We could never, ever express our gratitude for all that you do. Thank you, Brian. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of two very special guests, one sitting with us today, and the other was with us last night and will be back. My wife, Sarah, and Isaac's wife, Jennifer. Sarah, I know that living with me and raising three very quiet, humble, calm, non-ADHD boys is not easy. But with respect to raising the boys, I know I did my part. I put them up for sale. There were no takers. I gave Jessica and Lauren the task of marketing them. Nothing. I tried leasing them out with an option to buy. No takers. There was even an auction house here last week. Nothing. Anyway, what I'm really thankful for is that you give me the bathroom much longer than I get so that I can fix my hair. Thank you. That deserves a real round of applause. But in all seriousness, I am so blessed to have such a sweet, caring, and supportive wife. I love you, and I thank you for everything, for being a great wife and a great mother. Thank you. I love you. And backed by popular demand, I would also like to extend a warm welcome to the one and only Mr. John Call. John, your work is one of a kind. With each new project, your designs are consistently raising the bar higher and higher and setting the tone for where campus life and style is headed. Thank you for everything, John. As I reflect on this past year, there's one word that comes to mind: bittersweet. We welcomed in the V17 portfolio, and we bid farewell to Cottages of Norman and Encore. Some of us ended the year with tremendous success, while others fell short. The success stories were quite riveting. Whether it was a true lease up to 100% after move-in, a year-over-year large percentage increase, or ending up at the top of your respective market, they were all nail-biting to the end. For those of you that fell short, the unprecedented amount of new supply really took a heavy toll. But we were a little aggressive on rates last year and may have gotten out of the gate a little late some places. And some of us could have even done better with customer service. But with that said, whether you made it or you did not, it was certainly not for the lack of hard work. As I stand here today, I can say without hesitation that you are all, by far, the most talented group of people that I have ever worked with. The passion is incredible. These are not just empty words, trust me. I've been on both sides of the fence, and I've seen it all. I've worked with some of the best, and I've worked with some of the worst. Some of you know that. The unique level of commitment, loyalty, and determination displayed this year by everyone in this room and your teams is true testimony to how each of you are so very much invested in our success. Weak links do not survive long at CLS. And so, if you are sitting in this room today, you are a true fit to the CLS mold. I wholeheartedly thank you and all of your team members for everything that you do. Even though we closed on the V16 portfolio in late of 2016, and before last year's conference, the general managers and maintenance supervisors weren't able to attend. So I would like to officially welcome you, our newest leaders, into this elite group. I ask that you please stand up when I call your name. Donna Passow, General Manager. Kyle Adam, Maintenance Supervisor, West 22. Dewan Franklin, General Manager. Steve Smith, Maintenance Supervisor, the Crimson. Brad Douglas, General Manager. Alan Morrison, Maintenance Supervisor, Hawks Ridge. Aliyah Habib, General Manager. Chris Erker, Maintenance Supervisor, University Crossing, soon to be director. Jonathan Hawkins, General Manager. Larry Johnson, Maintenance Supervisor, the District, soon to be director. Brianna Sowell, General Manager. Brandon Motes, Maintenance Supervisor, the Legacy, soon to be director. Leslie Hernandez, General Manager. Eric Chavez, Maintenance Supervisor, Islander Village, soon to be the Christie. And Leslie Hernandez, General Manager, or Wallace, Maintenance Supervisor, Campus Quarters. And in 2017, we were fortunate to welcome so many new talented people to the CLS family. From the V17 portfolio, Dion Baldwin, General Manager, and Charles Motes, Maintenance Supervisor, the Forum at Statesboro, soon to be the Hudson. Sherry Craig, General Manager, Jasper Donnell, Maintenance Supervisor, Sherwood Falls, soon to be the Vic at Meatball. And from Corporate and Regional Division, Kyle Westbrook, National Director of Training. Rachel Bermudez, Property Accountant, Boston. Erin Mahone, Operations Specialist. Pam Turner, Corporate Accountant. And Casey Balboa, AP Associate, Austin. Natasha Chambers, AP Associate, Austin. And Connor Green, Controller from the New York office. Where's Connor? To the CLS family, we are your new home. It is my hope that you find happiness and fulfillment with us, and that our distinct culture of passion and excellence has already embedded itself into your daily lives. In 2017, we introduced many new programs, committees, and roles. We introduced the Culture Committee, the Event Committee, and the CLS Project Assist, our charitable committee. We created the RMLS position, Regional Marketing and Leasing Specialist position, the Mentorship Program, and the GM Acceleration Program. We held our first GM Acceleration Summit this past May. It was a great success. We also created the Maintenance Acceleration Program with its summit coming up in November in Austin. Looking forward to that. We launched the CLS Autograph collection of properties, including the Holly in Lubbock, the Scarlet in Lubbock, and the Madison in Ames. And we plan on rolling out 6 more autograph collection properties this year: the London, the Christie, the Gramercy, the George, the Vic, and the Hudson. We enjoyed seeing photos and hearing the exciting stories from the incredible once-in-a-lifetime experiences of our 2016 Legacy Awards winners. Where are they? Where's Jennifer Cooper? There. Where's Amanda Mills? And Deanna? Where's Deanna? There you are. And of course, our exciting new hospitality program, which I will speak to at length in a few minutes. And we expanded our training department. We are now adding marketing to our training department. You all know how important training is to me and how important it was the day we launched CLS. And we are going to continue to expand this division to every single department in the company. So Kyle, thank you for leading our marketing division, our training division, and the marketing division is going to be incredible. Some of you have already seen it. Our RMLSs have been out training on marketing, and I'm hearing rave reviews. It gives me great pleasure to announce today that we have been nationally recognized with a Great Place to Work certification. So congratulations. Our great success thus far stems from our unique and contagious company culture and promoting growth from within. We have a fantastic mission with core values to support it. But what's most important is that we practice it, we live it, and breathe it every single day. Most companies speak to company culture, and some even try to build one or copy ours. But they always fail. I was recently asked in an interview by a major trade publication, how do we deal with competitors when they try to steal our employees? I gave them a small story about Isaac's son Douglas, sitting with us today, hey Douglas, and how he spent a few weeks working with us last summer at various sites. He came back to me in New York one day and he said, "El," that's what he calls me. I couldn't believe it. A competitor came into our clubhouse one day and tried to steal one of our employees. And our employee's reply was, "Sorry, I'm not even interested. I'm really happy working with CLS. Have a great day." Doug then went on to tell me that at all the properties he worked at, within the portfolio, the general consensus was the same. Our staff truly enjoyed working for CLS. What I told my interviewer was that at most companies, their eyes are busy wandering instead of focusing on what's in their own backyard. At CLS, we focus on our people and pride ourselves on how we support, train, recognize, and reward our own. With the caliber of talent we have and continue to cultivate through our many leadership and mentorship programs, there will hardly ever be a need for us to look outside. With this said, I would like to name some of the well-deserved promotions from this past year. Please. Heather Toby, National Director of Systems and Support. No show? See, she's working. Let's talk about another promotion. Elise Lombardi, Director of Financial Planning and Analysis. Elise, how come you're not working? Demotion. The Q-Man, Santiago Juarez, Vice President of Facilities. Sean Martinez, National Director of Construction and Project Management. Outstanding. All right, this one's not going to like. Where's Gary Dancy? Gary Dancy, Senior Regional Director. The one, the only, Jessica Nix, Senior Vice President of Architecture. There really is only one Jessica Nix. Ron Bright, Regional Director. Where's the man? He's after me. Legacy Award winner, Jennifer Cooper, Area Manager. Amanda Hickey, Senior Property Accountant. The man, Teddy Abdamalak, Area Manager. Matt Latender, Regional Director. Manny Martinez, Regional Marketing and Leasing Specialist. The tall man in the room, Michael Adet, Vice President of Accounting. Janelle Fetty, Area Manager. Tiffany Castro, Regional Marketing and Leasing Specialist. Elsa Jimenez, General Manager of Forum and Soon to be moving to Tampa. Elsa's going to be moving to Tampa, Florida to take on a new project for us. Thank you, Elsa. Brad Douglas, General Manager, Wilkes Ridge. Marie Mitchell, General Manager, The Holly. Enjoyed my visit with you, too. John Recker, General Manager, The Foundry. And the other half of the dream team in Lubbock, Arnesia Rivers, General Manager. Larry Johnson, Maintenance Supervisor at the District on Luther. Anthony Martin, Maintenance Supervisor at the Mark. Daniel Estrada, Maintenance Supervisor at the Holly. Charles Motes, Maintenance Supervisor, Forum Statesboro. And Christopher Marr, Maintenance Supervisor, Forum at Huntsville. Congratulations to all of you on these very well-deserved accolades. One final acknowledgement. Even though their properties were recently sold, these 4 outstanding individuals chose to remain with CLS. 3 even relocated to other states. Once again, Carnesia Rivers, please stand. Carnesia moved to Lubbock to take on the role of general manager of the startup. Thank you so much, Carnesia. A real start. Thank you. One of my all-time favorites, Laura Morgan, will move to the role of general manager at the Forum in Huntsville. Please stand. Our own Legacy Award winner, Jennifer Cooper, once again, will take on the role of area manager over 84 properties. Thank you. And Delbert Taylor, where's Delbert? Delbert moves to Ames, Iowa, to take on the role of maintenance supervisor at both the Madison and the Foundry. An outstanding individual. Thank you so much, Delbert. While he was in Ames, Cindy Pierce moves to College Station to take on the enormous role of doing something with the mark. Thank you so much. I cannot tell you how honored, how humbled, and how proud I am that you all chose to stay with us. When it comes to rate setting, I think everyone in this room will agree that for this coming season, we needed to be even more precise and diligent than ever before. And so last month, we all spent an enormous amount of time and resources setting rates. The pre-rate calls, the rate-setting calls, the tremendous amount of data collected and studied. In all, you as a group spent hundreds of man-hours carefully preparing rates for next year, and have already successfully launched the new leasing season, with some already trending ahead of last year. The Harrison is over 20% above where it was last year. And forgive me, I don't remember everybody's, I just remember these two. And Hawks Ridge is almost at 15%, well ahead of last year. Where's Jonathan Hawkins? I need you. Where's Jonathan? Please. Help me out here. There's a tremendous energy amongst all of you and your teams to dominate this year. And I know CLS is going to kill it. We've got some of the best talent in the business with a very well thought out plan of attack targeted specifically to each individual property within its respective market. I'm also very excited to announce that we've partnered with a fantastic social media guru to take our social media and branding to the next level. So look out for this if you have not already been briefed. And while I believe this is also crucial to our ultimate success, and is a major component to leasing up, there yet remains a few missing pieces to the puzzle. To one dismissive, takes a look at the problem, then disappears without any further communication to the resident. The issue remains unresolved for days. Eventually, the resident comes into the office to try to get the matter resolved, only to encounter a part-time employee that has no idea how to respond to this irate resident. He or she tries to pass it off to a full-time team member, but is again brushed off, and is told they need to be patient, they're doing everything they possibly can, when in fact, that is furthest from the truth. The GM's door is closed, and has made it clear to the office team that he or she doesn't want to be bothered, as they are preparing for an owner visit. This tiny issue eventually blows up, causing the resident to post negative online reviews, speak against our community to fellow residents and friends, creating a poor reputation for the property that will spread like a virus, and will no doubt have a negative impact financially on the property. The problem is, the team members will never really see the tangible negative effect that this had on the property. It could take until next season until they see these effects, and by then they're probably long gone. And the sad part is that there was absolutely no reason for this to happen. Imagine the amount of power we all possess with just our words and actions. There were so many lost opportunities for our team to take their new and fragile relationship with this resident and turn it into a solid, long-term relationship, one that can yield so much fruit. And instead they squandered it, thinking, well, they already live with us. Why do I have to go the extra mile? They lost sight of the fact that this person can renew and can refer friends. I hear quite frequently that a site team member is rude or dismissive simply because the resident is wrong or has an attitude, and that there's justification for the rudeness. Well, the customer may not always be right and can most definitely come in with an attitude. But in my eyes, they are still by far the most important people in the room and should always be treated as if they are royalty, no matter what the situation is or what mood they bring. I've been cursed out personally every name in the book in my career by customers of all walks of life in every trade. And my answer to them, you've heard me say this before, I'd like you all to think of CLS as a customer service company that happens to provide student housing. Again, think of it this way. You are a customer service company. You're not in the student housing business. You're a customer service company. And by the way, we provide student housing. Just take a moment and think about that. And if implemented properly, could completely change the way you and your team members view their roles and how they interact with people and our residents daily. So now for the $50 million question. How do we get it done? Well, I've got 3 goals that I'd like to discuss today. First, you must hire right. Period. Hire for energy. Hire for passion. Hire for attitude. Hire for hunger. A CLS employee is not a Campus Apartments employee. Right, Aaron? If you are happy there, you are not for us. It doesn't make you a good person or a bad person. It just dissects between right and wrong. We work harder than the next guy does, but our rewards are greater. Take your time when looking for someone. Never rush. Get second and third opinions. Don't ever paint a rosy picture of what the job description is. I actually do the opposite. Make sure the role you place them in is the correct fit. Trust me, this is not easy and is never a perfect science, but it is a crucial component to the ultimate success of your property. We can never do anything that we are talking about if we don't have the right people doing it. Second, understand your product. How many times have you walked into a store, a car dealership, or anything, and you know more about the product than the salesman does? Happens to me all the time, and it's annoying. We deliver a very unique product with a fantastic story behind it. We build some of the most incredible spaces anywhere in student housing. Our team members must completely understand what the product is they are selling, what it represents, how it compares to the rest, and most importantly, how to sell it. We are working on training them, but again, hiring right is key. The power of their words, the passion in their gut, the energy that emanates from them can all make the difference. The ones with the poorest level of customer service, both at the office level and especially at the maintenance level. Again, in a healthy market. I understand sometimes there are tough markets and it's tough no matter what you do. But in a healthy market, the ones that always end up the worst are the same story. You ask the GM, you ask anyone, they'll say, oh, they got a terrible reputation, people are leaving there, they started out there and now they're leaving. You always hear the same thing. As I had mentioned in my story earlier, a poor maintenance team can literally sink a property. And on the flip side, a great maintenance team can easily fill a property up. This isn't my opinion, it's a fact. So my third and final goal is for me to ensure that through a top-notch training program, my CLS family will completely understand the CLS standard of customer service on all fronts, office and maintenance, and that these standards are indelibly imprinted into your daily way of life. So how do we achieve these goals? Well, in my never-ending quest to bring this culture of distinct first-class customer service to CLS, a year ago, I embarked on a mission to find a company that trains the multifamily and student housing sector in customer service skills. What I discovered was very interesting. It did not exist. It was, however, available in the luxury hotel industry and for first-class restaurants and spas. We are all in the service business together, yet the concept of customer service training in the multifamily and student housing industry has not yet been introduced. That is, until today. Technical difficulties on the right here. It's very tech savvy. CLS is going to be at the forefront of something epic, and you are all going to be the pioneers that get it off the ground. The company we chose to help us get this groundbreaking initiative started is the Forbes Travel Guide. Many of you have heard of Forbes magazine. This is a division of Forbes. Campus Life and Style will be the only student housing management company in the United States to participate with Forbes. With their vast global reach, incredible expertise, and deep-rooted knowledge of the highest levels of service standards, the Forbes training team is a world leader in service excellence. Each of you and your team members will be carefully trained by a Forbes expert on the skills and philosophies behind the highest standards of customer service in order to build a strong foundation for exceptional resident experiences. We have already begun the training, and I hope to cover the entire portfolio very soon. We will eventually develop a system to take the baton from Forbes and maintain this training program in-house. We will also create a division to inspect so we can ensure quality and consistency throughout the portfolio. Consistency is key. Again, you can't have the art without the excellence. The consistency is key. The training you all will receive is going to provide you with the skills your peers will never receive, making you far superior in your trade, but we still not let it go anywhere. Tomorrow, you will meet Jeff Walderpolen and George Collier from Forbes Travel Guide. We are so fortunate in that they both agreed to attend and to speak in our conference. And what I know will be a very informative and eye-opening session. I ask that you please introduce yourselves to them at some point, before or after the session. Ask questions and get to know them. They have so much knowledge, insight, and wisdom to offer. This is really, really exciting stuff, folks. If we can get this right, if we can truly bring a genuine first-class resident experience to each of our properties, we will lease up stronger than ever before and create more value than we have ever dreamed possible. Remember, just 18 leases per property will bring us $3 million in added revenue to the bottom line and $50 million in value to the portfolio. As I look to the year ahead, I feel an extraordinary sense of enthusiasm for where the Vesper CLS organization is headed. We have already achieved remarkable success, but we are only getting more. Currently, we are the 10th largest owner of student housing in the country, but our goal is to become number one. Our hardworking and relentless acquisitions team in New York will continue to scour the country in search of more deals. No pressure. And our incredibly talented management team, both in Austin and elsewhere, reach new heights. And for us to reach the goals I laid out today, I need something from you, my general managers and maintenance supervisors, the real CEOs of your properties. I need you to go back to your team members and convey the message of art meets excellence. Put all of these ingredients for success together so we can create a winning recipe that will deliver the excellence we need to truly become number one. Make sure they understand what the CLS standard of service really is. Make sure they understand the product they are selling and how it is so much better than the rest. And of course, make sure they are the right people in the right role and that they are happy. We will not compromise on quality for quantity. We must get arts meets excellence right, or we can never truly be number one, no matter how many beds we own. Before I close, I need to give one special shout out to three very special individuals sitting amongst us today. Don't get me wrong, I would never discount anyone's role in this company. You are all amazing, you all work extremely hard, and are very valuable. But I must say, in my humble opinion, these three incredible people have the most difficult job in the company. I call them the real unsung heroes of the student housing business. Please stand up. Gary Dancy, Ron Bright, and Matt Lieutenant. Our regional director. How are those penthouses treating you guys? I can't thank you enough for the many, many, many days on the road. The countless hours dedicated to supporting your teams, and it's real support. I hear it every day. The tremendous personal sacrifice, and the enormous amount of pressure you bear from all sides every single day. We all owe you a tremendous debt of gratitude. Thank you. And finally, on a personal note, I want to say thank you. But this isn't the usual thank you for the hard work. This is actually a thank you for allowing me to do what I love to do. Thank you for embracing me with open arms as we take CLS from tradition to innovation. All of the cultural initiatives, the programs, the assignments, and committees, pushing the envelope on design, on service, on policies and procedures, and all the other shit I throw at you. All of this requires a lot of extra work, hours and hours of thought, proper execution, and consistent maintenance, not to mention a big hit to your budgets. And this is on top of what you do every single day to ensure success. Yet, you welcome it with open arms and such great enthusiasm. Well, some. And so I thank you for not only allowing me to push the envelope and to take you out of your comfort zone, but for joining me on this incredible journey. If we set our goals small, we will get small results. But if we set big goals, we may be disappointed sometimes, but more often than not, we will see big results. My goals are always big and out of the box, but I believe they are always attainable. We will grow our precious culture to new levels. We will continue to nurture our own and sustain the best workplace environment anywhere. We will continue to push the envelope and deliver the most beautiful product around. We will work to provide the highest level of customer service in the student housing business. And we will create more value for our real estate than we had ever dreamed possible, and truly elevate the Vesper CLS company to become the #1 purveyor of student housing in the country. And lastly, this year marks mine and Isaac's 10-year anniversary together. We formed Vesper, then we formed CLS, and this incredible family has grown with us. All of you sitting in the room, we're so appreciative of everything you do. But even more important, Isaac and I formed a bond that is unbreakable, immeasurable, so special and priceless, and a bond we will have for life. Isaac, I thank you for my friendship with you. I thank you for your friendship. Thank you for your partnership and always supporting me. And I look forward to not only us building this company to greater and greater heights, but for our sons to take over the baton one day. You know, there's a joke, the best 2 days of a partnership are the first and the last. And I can tell you without hesitation, we're going over 3,600 days, and I look forward to every day because it gets better and better every single day. Isaac, I love you. Thank you. On behalf of Isaac and the executive team, I want to thank all of you for the hard work, your loyalty, your dedication, your commitment to excellence, and your passion for this great, great company we have all come to love so much. Thank you for being here today. Enjoy the conference and everything that Vegas has to offer. Thank you.